Hey everybody, Chris here. A huge week ahead for Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies. We're going to be talking about that in this video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when new videos come out as well as when I do live streams. I did not have a live stream on Sunday. Was at a football watch party for the New England Patriots. Unfortunately, they did not win, but still a great season so far and looking good going forward. And will not have a live stream on Monday as well. I've got Christmas party to go to, so this is that time of season again. So later this week we'll get back to the live streams, but for now I do have a lot of news to share. The big week coming forward for crypto, including Doge. So let's get into it. Let me show you the charts in the news. I'll show you what I'm looking at. And we start here looking at the current Dogecoin chart at 1369. That's right, 1369 again, recovering back to where we were yesterday. And then we zoom back a little more, and we were at 1369 before here on Friday. So this is how Dogecoin is trading right now, just below the brown box that I've been showing, up and down trading, of which, I mean, we've got the Bart Simpson patterns again that I showed on my X account yesterday. The Bart Simpson patterns, we'll take a look at that in just a little bit. Bitcoin is under 90K. It's at 89.7, and we've got ETH at 3150 right now. That is the state of where the trading is. And then we look at Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin dominance has been going sideways. We look at the 4-hour chart. We zoom out, and we have our purple box now on Bitcoin dominance that actually goes all the way back to August. That's right, for 4 months now, Bitcoin dominance has been at right around 59%. Now, it's fallen lower. Bitcoin dominance has gone up higher, but we're exactly back on Bitcoin dominance where we were 4 months ago. So that's how it looks now. So even though Dogecoin has gone down during that time, Bitcoin dominance is flat. So a lot of it is ETH, and ETH has been holding up very well. But we look at this, we look at these patterns of these lower lows now on Dogecoin, and that is looking bearish. What about the week ahead though, right? Right now we are in extreme fear again on the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. We were extreme fear yesterday, we were extreme fear last week, and last month we were even at more of an extreme fear. Fear is still in the markets. Bitcoin loves extreme fear. Every time the crowd panicked, Bitcoin exploded. Look at the track record. Every time there is extreme fear, bear market lows, there's a pump. Then we have extreme fear in mid-2024 and then early 2025. So this dump here was tariffs, and we'll talk about Bank of Japan in just a little bit. And now we've got the same extreme fear again. I mean, Bitcoin was all the way down to 15,600 here back at the end of 2022, and we were extreme fear. So each time the dips, the big dips on the big scale are actually a little bit higher, but we're at the same 0 to 25 extreme fear level again, but with a higher price. So kind of interesting to see that. Now we look at this massive week ahead. On Tuesday, we have unemployment rate data coming out, non-farm payrolls. Thursday, CPI. But Friday, here's the big one, the Bank of Japan rate decision. Expect volatility. Risk management matters here. That's what we've got. What is happening? Well, on Friday, most likely, the Bank of Japan is going to raise their interest rates. When they have done this in the past, we have had big declines in the price of Bitcoin. Now, certainly early 2025, right? That 31% decline was on the backs of the tariff fears, right? Trump was, introducing all these new tariffs, and we had not only the crypto market, but the stock market pullback. So you can't put all of this 31% decline on the Bank of Japan raising rates, but we know that during that summer of 2024, particularly that July, we had a huge pullback that was solely on what was happening with the carry trade and Bank of Japan. And for December 19th, which is Friday, there is now a 90 9% chance, right? 99% chance that rates are not going to decrease. And there's another poly market says what? Yeah, right here, 25 basis point increase is at 98%. So is that already priced in? Are we expecting it? Or is there going to be more volatility on Friday? We will be watching that through the week. We're to the point now where even Crypto Rover, the perma bull that I have been talking about, is bearish. The 4-year cycle is playing out exactly so far. Well, now he's saying it, right? That there's been this big pullback. I was saying it back in October, after the October 10th flash crash. You know, we waited to see what the market was going to do for a few days. I created the purple boxes, right? Sideways trading while the market was figuring out what was going on. And as soon as the price fell below my purple boxes, that's when I called bear market. That was back in October, right? And now other people are getting on board saying, okay, yeah, that was really the top. 126,200 was the top on Bitcoin, and prices are falling back. Now, this is the point where what happens, right? Do we get a relief rally like we saw back in 2022? Or are we going to bounce around? Or was this last week a little bit of an increase? Was that the relief rally and we just go lower from here? We've got Michael Saylor. A lot of people saying, hey, Saylor and MicroStrategy are going to save Bitcoin. What Michael Saylor says is there's only one nation that can buy up to 20% of the Bitcoin network, and it should and will be the United States. So now he's starting to have this hopium that the United States is going to buy all this Bitcoin, right, and save the price. That's not happening. That's not going to happen. As I've been saying, the United States is all about stablecoins, not Bitcoin. Now, Trump says, right, strategic Bitcoin reserve. Well, that just means they're going to hold on to the Bitcoin that they've already confiscated, right? They're just going to hold on to that. That's all he said. They're not going to be buying Bitcoin. It's all about stable coins, as I've been saying. Visa now launches a stablecoin advisory practice for banks and businesses. Someone here says adoption happens. This is not huge. No, it's not. This is not crypto, right? These are stable coins backed by the US dollar. That's what the US government wants. And I've been saying this since the Genius Act, right, last summer, that it's all going towards stable coins. And that's not Dogecoin either, unfortunately, guys. It's stable coins. And that's where, and because Visa's behind this, and Visa is partnered with X, right? That X money with the Visa helping doesn't bode well for crypto, especially Dogecoin. Dogecoin slides alongside Bitcoin and other meme coins. Traders pair their risk bets. Dogecoin's immediate downside momentum appears exhausted, though, at about 13.7, acting as crucial short-term support. We actually dipped to about 13.3. We can look at this back on Doge if we zoom back in, and we can see that pullback that we had here. And that was a big leverage flush down to 13.3 that we had on Sunday. We also had Bitcoin having its flush, and it went all the way below its brown box, all the way down to 87.6. Hundreds of millions of dollars of leverage flushed out, and now recovering a bit from there, again, with Dogecoin back to 13.69. Rude Comedy says, Doge forming a bullish falling wedge. Price is squeezing near support and showing signs of a potential breakout. A breakout above the trend line could send Dogecoin toward the 20-cent zone. And again, that would be a true relief rally if we had that back to 20 cents. That would be a big relief rally. Right now, though, it's just looking bearish. This is not a bullish falling wedge at all. This is just bearish in my view. Bitcoin census still looking positive as well for Dogecoin. And could 75-cent Doge be on the table? Looking back to 2024's high of 48 cents. And then the little pump we had early 2024, and then going back towards the end of 2022. And this is when Elon Musk bought Twitter right there. And Dogecoin doubled in price. That was what that move was right there. And that was from about 7 cents up to like 14, 15 cents on the peak right there. Early 2024 pump, end of 2024 following the Trump presidency election, and Elon Musk and Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, and all the excitement around Elon and Dogecoin, even though it was Doge. But that didn't stop Dogecoin from going on a huge run, though, which it did. Could we see another one of those? And what could that be? Well, X Money is still launching in 2025. Now, we saw it. Elon Musk last week said, well, it's internally launched, right? Internally. So does that solve that? It did actually launch, just not to us. We don't see it yet. We don't see it yet. But this is the kind of thing that could cause Dogecoin to go on a big run. Now, would it go all the way up to 75 cents? Or might that run just be up to 20, 21 cents like this? And what I look at is a relief rally as well. That's what we'll be watching for. Meanwhile, for all those people saying Dogecoin is dead, Dogecoin is still the 9th largest cryptocurrency. Out of all the millions of cryptocurrencies that are out there, Dogecoin is the 9th largest. It is not dead. It's not going to zero. And yes, it has inflation, right? Dogecoin gives out Doge, right? The contract awards new Dogecoin to the miners. It's a proof of work cryptocurrency. The miners validate all the transactions on the blockchain, keeps the network safe and secure, and they get awarded with Dogecoin. It isn't like all this 5 billion Dogecoin a year are just flooding the markets, right? Lowering the price. That's not how Dogecoin works. But so many people misunderstand it, and they just troll, right? Dogecoin's dead, Dogecoin going to zero. You don't understand how the Dogecoin network works. And I've been talking about this for years, trying to educate people about Dogecoin and how it actually works. But that's okay. You'll eventually come around. It just may take a little while longer now because we're very bearish right now. So that's what we have for today. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this huge week ahead? I think it's going to be volatile, especially Friday. A lot of people say, oh, Friday already priced in this whole Bank of Japan thing. But is it? When it actually happens, we're going to have some volatility, so we'll be ready for that. Doesn't mean we can't increase in price over the next few days. That could still happen leading up to Friday. Maybe the market makers want to flush out some shorts before taking out the longs by the end of the week. We'll be watching that as well. Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.